This Academy class represents the first class that we started in our time together. They began with us in February of this year. They went through over a little over 800 hours of training, which increased from the prior class. We continue to see the opportunity to make the NOPD better, and we congratulate and welcome all 28 of you today as you join what I think will be and is the best police department this city can have, ever will have, and is expected to have. We also want to thank your families. You know, it's very difficult not to recognize, and it's very important that you never fail to recognize that the people who support you every single day are keep you bounded. The people who you turn to every day when you're a little confused keep you bounded. The people who help you know why you became a police officer. So turn with me to your families and give them a round of applause for being here to support you today. This is a monumental time in our police department. We're growing. We're making headway. And we do so through partnerships. And those partnerships not only first and foremost start with one another inside the police department, they also start with so many friends in the criminal justice system. We're very grateful that District Attorney, former Judge Leon Canizaro's is here. United States Attorney Jim Letton's on the way. He had a schedule thing that was a little bit of our fault, but he is on the way, and we appreciate his support. The new Special Agent in charge of the FBI will be our keynote speaker, and Special Agent in charge Anderson and I have already met a couple times, and he's going to be an incredible addition to our community. And I am proud to say that he and I don't live too far from one another in New Orleans, and I'm glad that he and his family saw the wisdom of being part of the rebirth of the city of New Orleans and all the things that we're going to do. We've had struggles. There can be no question about that. But also we know that the people of New Orleans want you to be successful. The people of New Orleans, be they neighborhood leaders, be they business leaders, be they people who walk on the street corners and raise their children in this city, they want you to be successful. They want to believe in the police department, and they want to know that they can turn to the police department when it's needed. And that's simply how this job works. Provide a service that you expect to be provided to you, and you can hardly ever get it wrong. Being a police officer is the most noble job in the world. There's nothing in the world that I think is as noble as being a police officer. You have the opportunity to go from the depths of handling an incredibly terrible crime in the community to simply stopping on the side of the street corner and help somebody change a car tire in the middle of the night when they and their family are scared. You have an opportunity to work with a great sheriff's office under the leadership of Marley Guzman and the support that he gives us to make New Orleans a safer city. So you've come at a good time. And as you come into this time of your service, recognize this. What you never want to be is the police officer who makes a choice to cause the embarrassment to the family members of an officer who gave their life in service. Let that wrestle in your mind for the next day or two. We've had to bury police officers in New Orleans. A few. We had to bury a police officer in Nashville when I was chief. Only one, thank God. But when you look into the eyes of the family of someone who died in this service, and you recognize that the best and most important way you can recognize that loss of life is to never tarnish that badge, how simple this work really becomes. Don't ever be the person that causes the Williams family, the Thomas family, the Dedman family. Don't ever be the person that causes them to say, my God, my loved one gave their life in that organization. Don't ever do that, and you'll never make bad choices. You don't have to worry about it, and I won't worry about you. I'm going to close with a simple thought. I've been a public character for 3 decades, and I've come to learn a few things. And one of the things I've learned that I hope you take with you today is that Teddy Roosevelt didn't become president. Teddy Roosevelt didn't lead the Rough Riders. Teddy Roosevelt, who was a New York police commissioner, didn't get there by accident. He was a very smart man. There's 2 things Teddy Roosevelt's known for. One of them I'll paraphrase and one I'll read quickly. The paraphrase for Teddy Roosevelt is he essentially said one day, long after he'd been president and after he had to make all these monumental decisions in his life, he said, I hope I have the wisdom to hire the very best people. And then I hope I'm smart enough to get out of their way and let them do their jobs. That's what we need to do. We need to hire the very best people and then get out of their way and let them do the very best jobs they can. Teddy Roosevelt also, having been president, dealt with a lot of issues that you will deal with. Believe it or not, there's very little difference between what you will be going through and what a president of the United States went through. In 1910, in Sorbonne, Paris, Theodore Roosevelt said, and I quote, "It's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short, again and again. Because there's no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself for a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place will never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knew victory nor defeat. When you are a member of public service, there are critics everywhere. Don't ever let them influence your decisions. They really don't matter when you consider that you're in the arena. They don't matter when you consider you are the one making the decision in a split second. If you bound yourself to your oath, if you bind yourself to your ethics, if you bind yourself to the law, you can't make a bad decision. Welcome aboard.